This is That Comic Smell podcast, featuring your hosts,
David Robertson,
Fernando Pons,
Giuseppe Lambertino,
Mike Sadaka,
and Tom Stewart.
Lifeline against the wall. The night she died, I only recall the brush of her thigh, that southern drawl, her crystal eyes. I'll keep it all in Ohio. She knows in Ohio. She knows.
Cup of tea?
love a cup of tea.
Chocolate tea?
Yes, please.
Juice, Lando?
yes, please, thank you very much.
No worries.
Let's open the Twix. Thanks very much for
Yeah, dig in.
can.
I've had about 5 today already, but I think I'll
Make it 6.
I'll partake. I honestly have as well. My mum's got them in a biscuit jar at our house,
Right, Twix.
and I can't stop.
They're quite moreish. Crunchy.
I'm telling you, offshoot podcast of this is going to be biscuit talk.
That biscuit smell. that biscuit.
That biscuit taste.
Cool.
What's your favourite biscuit? No.
Good question.
What is
You
your
have to
favourite?
swap.
I've never thought about it, so I better start thinking about it.
Now, there's one for every occasion though.
That's true.
There is a favourite one from Duncan, in coffee, in tea, in milk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So the flavour.
I know. Hobnobs.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
They're good, are they? Even the digestives as well. Are good. Your old favourites.
Yeah, the old standard.
Yeah. Kit Kats. I like Kit Kats. Yeah. That's more of chocolate sort of thing.
I want that.
Yeah. So caramel, coconut.
Asnac biscuits. A traditional biscuit that it was in Australia and New Zealand ex-forces from the Second World War, they used to make it to collect money. And they still make it. But you can only see it's a very, very crunchy sort of oaty biscuit, but with coconut and caramel in it.
Sounds good.
So for Dunkin' it's great. Really good for that. That's a very peculiar one, that one. It's very hard to get.
What do I think?
The last time I saw it was in a Morrison's supermarket.
Yeah. Okay.
Really? Isn't a Anzac biscuit?
Oh,
is it?
Anzac, sorry, Anzac.
There we go.
I said it wrong. Anzac biscuit, that's that, yeah. That's the one.
Yeah. Military biscuit, yeah, it is indeed.
Oh wow.
Okay. So, yeah, so what ones did you speak about again, Lando?
Well, I read Ghosts,
Yes.
etc. I read Quiet Disaster. I read Artificial Flowers. And also The End of the Summer and I Love This Part. So it's kind of a mix of things there.
There is indeed.
So you want me to start with Ghosts
Yeah, go for it.
and etc. by
Ghosts,
George
etc.
Wylesol.
Also,
So you have 3 stories or 3 comics compiled in this book, and the art and the style varies. And I think, well, from my point of view, I think the 2 that will have the second and the third story in the book, to me, it looks like they are earlier comics from him, as you can see some of the elements used in these comics in the main story in Ghosts.
So it's like he's been trying to kind of hone his craft a wee bit.
I think so, yeah. I mean, I really don't know the background information. I just really know, looking at it and reading it, and I think, well, it looks like to me that there's elements from each of these stories that they are mixed and done in this particular one, and the ghost one. It's a different approach to a comic. It's not so much of, there's no bubble speech, it's a diagram style art, and also the page design as well. It's very much like signs and diagrams.
It does look like the airplane diagrams.
Yeah, the colors,
emergency things.
they are used. There's a big contrast with yellows and reds on it, so you have this contrast of different colors for certain elements. It's a first person perspective or point of view, so it makes it even more eerie, because the story itself is a little bit eerie, at times kind of uncomfortable even, a little bit creepy. So it certainly, George Wylesol achieves that very well with this style, which when you say that and you write that down, you think, well, really, can you actually accomplish a sort of creepy, eerie story just with diagram style comic?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's doing it. So
I think it helps that it's like the kind of ghost in question is like a weird, like, skin tone sheet as well. So he's just got that kind of peering in the corner and stuff like that. It just kind of gives that makes it a wee bit more eerie.
The perspective, the no speech bubble, so you get just the image of the panel, and then there'll be some text above or below the panel, but the actual panel.
Yeah, very, very uniform lines.
So there's a lot of image-induced sort of fear, eeriness, atmosphere. So yeah, it's an interesting approach to that, to be honest. It's not necessarily my style I would go for, but yeah, I can see what he was trying to accomplish there. Well, at least in my opinion, anyway. That's certainly what I understand and what I'm getting from it.
That's a nice page. Like that, just that one panel of like the walls intersecting. I don't know why. It's not particularly anything special, but it's nice. It's nice.
And as you go through the pages as well, you have this sort of sensation you are walking through this building.
I never noticed that one before. Yeah.
So interesting from the point of view of the atmosphere, the eeriness. That's very well achieved, I think. So it's an interesting approach. The other two stories, one of them, especially the one at the back, again, is using quite a lot of the diagram style. The one that's kind of in yellow pages. It's very much like signage. Very much signage, diagram, and it's just two colors, the red and the yellow, essentially. So that's why I'm thinking that perhaps that's an older story. I don't know.
They're all kind of split up with those realistic photograph pages as well.
Yeah.
Which could be, that's just kind of the thing that's kind of tying them all together in a way, is you've still got the realistic points in between, so it's kind of still keeping it together. It's not making them so separate, you know what I mean? As opposed to just putting like a title page on every one. He's put something that kind of tangentially ties them together.
Yeah, that was that one.
Some interesting images.
Yeah, I mean that's a very different and interesting images.
Yeah.
In whichever way you want to.
It's nice though. It's nice. I think it's nicely put together as well. He's not giving you any sort of illusion of anything else from the cover or anything.
No, I mean the cover reflects exactly what certainly the main story is about. Ghosts.
Barney! There we go. Sorry.
So certainly ghosts. I mean that the cover reflects exactly what it's about, and even the design of the cover. You're not gonna be, you're not getting misled in any way or manner. It's exactly, the style that is following there. So certainly that's good. Nice format as well, and Yeah, that's good.
It's good.
So the other one I read was A Quiet Disaster by Alex Potts, which I think, Dave, you've read that as well. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that as well. Yeah.
and the first thing that attracted me was the art, in this case very different from Ghosts, etc. But the story itself of this character, which is not likable, and well, it tells you his story of this day and these sort of options or incidents that is driving the story forward as a just go with the flow and see what happens. So, green light, I'm gonna cross the road. Not necessarily with an objective or a final goal in mind, but as it goes along. But as you're going through this sort of journey, you also get flashbacks that gives you more information about perhaps why he's in this manner, why he's in this way, slightly negative at times, can get grumpy very quickly and annoyed very quickly, and other times quite manic. So it's, yeah, that was a interesting way. So and you kind of go, once you read the whole thing, you kind of go, well, so he's not likable, he has a drinking problem, that leads to more problems, he's missing his girlfriend, his friends, his dog, so it leads him to drink more, and sort of is like a vicious circle from that point of view. So yeah, it's not, and that's a point you were making, Dave, about it's not like a big thing, it's just normal little things.
Yeah, it's not a big plot driven thing, it's just more his day as he drags himself through it. Yeah,
little moments. And
yeah, I liked it. It was my favourite one of what we read. And I like the odd touches, the dog with the glasses on that you keep seeing. And he's like, that dog's wearing glasses. No, that can't be right. No, he thinks about it, no. Then he sees it again, that is wearing glasses, yeah. And then he tells other people, doesn't he? The dog is wearing glasses, and they're all laughing at him and things.
I honestly feel like that the red is an indication of something else going on, like it's triggering like a memory or something. It's because it doesn't. There's no like big block colours throughout the whole thing, except from when there's a red wall or a red chair or a red shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
Or a red post box, whereas everything else is very much. He's got a very nice colour palette. It's very sort of pastel-y, sort of beigey colours and whatnot, and the blue's nice and that. But the red is striking, like the real estate agent sign.
Yes.
It's very block.
And then the bus.
Very. There's no. There's no gradients in it at all. It is just solid red, and that's it. So I feel like there might be something in that, because it always seems to be in and around when he's thinking about that girl, or he's thinking about something in general, or having some sort of crisis of some sort. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's red. His house has one of the walls in red. The bus is red. The state agent sign is in red. The girlfriend is wearing red
dress. Yeah.
The guy that he knows from the pub is wearing a red shirt.
It's very red as well. It's not like it's
kind of
like a maroon or something. It's actually like bright red.
There might be an emotional connection.
I'm sure it's
with the colour and these elements, and then
like that thing in his house as well. It seems to only be one wall.
It's one wall, yeah. It's one wall in red.
The rest of it's all magnolia or blue eggshell or whatever, or green, and he's just got that one bright red wall and a red sofa.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah,
just kind of felt like it was tied to something.
But really nice art.
Yeah, it's beautiful art. It wasn't where you said, Dave, like it's the stuff of life, and it's just it does just kind of go along. That just didn't really work for me. I felt like I don't know. It's because I've read stuff like that before where that does really work for me.
Yeah.
And like say American Elf or
Oh yeah.
American Splendor or something like that. Just stuff that's very, they're just benign stories, but they're interesting. Whereas this didn't really manage. I don't think it managed to do it for me anyway. Seemed to do it for yourself.
Yeah. Is it because he's not very likeable in the story?
Maybe, but then Harvey Picar isn't exactly very
that's-
likeable in American
so
Splendor.
maybe not
either.
necessarily that. He's kind of got petty concerns and things, but then Harvey Picar does that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just liked it. I found it very readable. I went through it and enjoyed it.
Oh, it was a bit, I could keep going, like I could
Yeah.
keep reading it, but I felt like there needed to be something more, and it just didn't kind of.
Yeah,
Well,
it's-
I did personally.
Yeah,
Again, the title of the book is not misleading.
Quiet disaster.
No.
It's a disaster, but it's a quiet one.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of.
See,
It's not murdering anyone. It's not killing anyone. It's not doing anything.
No, there's
bad,
nothing over
you
the
know.
top or anything.
It's just having a rant
Mm-hmm.
to himself. He gets lost. He gets annoyed about it. Goes to the pub. He drinks one too many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's nothing like he's doing a crime.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a disaster of life, as you can see. It's kind of it's a wee bit, he's kind of in this sort of vicious circle that he can't break from. Although we're just in one day,
Yeah.
so it's kind of
It's even quite grand and over the top, is it, to call it any kind of disaster? It's just nothing.
a quiet.
I mean, that to me that smacks of the
But then again,
self-obsessed.
then they
you know.
have the your quiet and disaster. Can that really go together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also
yeah.
there's
It's
a
like,
wee bit
oh,
of
disaster.
it's a quiet disaster. Okay.
But he says that, doesn't he? So it was like a quiet disaster.
That's
It was-
right. Yeah.
Is that when he's speaking about the day
Yeah.
at the end?
I
Yeah.
thought so. Yeah.
So it was just like a quiet disaster.
A disaster,
Yeah,
but not really a
or
disaster.
something like that.
Yeah, so we had
Yeah.
a bad day, which, overall, nothing has worked out the way perhaps he wanted to work out. But
Yeah.
I think it's good storytelling.
that's
I
for
think
sure.
it's really good storytelling to take these little elements, a few ideas, and then make you want to read it.
Yeah.
I think the thing with the dog with the glasses was well done.
Mm-hmm.
And then with that leading up to kind of the finale bit where he sees the guy in the pub and says, "Oh, I know him. Who's he?" And he goes, "Oh, he's the guy with the dog." And then he's excited and goes over, "Hey, you!" And of course the guy's looking at him like,
No.
"What do you want?"
I think there's something in that as well. You notice when he recognises him, he's got facial hair and his face is slightly different.
Ah.
Just slightly.
Uh-huh.
Nothing, it's just kind of more squared off and everything
Right.
and a bit bigger features about it.
So
He's
he
got
looks like the guy.
He kind of looks like the guy, yeah. And then the next page over, he's clean shaven and he's got a bit more kind of rounded features about him. It's maybe like he's seeing him in that way, he's like, I know that guy because he's forcing himself, like, and like he says, he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that was that guy.
I'm going to talk to him.
Was it that guy?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He just looks a wee bit different by that point. No facial hair. Just that he's kind of drawn a wee bit more effortlessly.
It's good the way the guy's like, "No, that's not me. I wasn't there. I've not even got a dog. Calm down.
Yeah.
So you're left thinking, well, is it him? I don't know.
Yep.
Probably not. And the guy's just the total. He's a loser. This guy. He achieves
Settling
nothing.
that day is a loser. Yeah, it's not achieving
Really?
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The character is.
But as you were saying, it's good storytelling because
we've all been
Alex
losers,
Watson is making you
Yeah.
to read.
At one time or another, we've.
It's making you to read
Yeah.
one day in the life of a loser,
Yeah.
and you read it all.
Yeah, quiet disaster.
enjoy it, so there
It's
you
not
are.
wrong. Yeah, I think Alex Potts is good.
I don't get the dog bit at the end though. Is that him just dreaming about his old dog?
Yeah.
Well, it's the dog with the glasses, though.
Oh, right.
So-
That makes sense.
So he's kind of dreaming or something, is he?
Ah. Okay.
I wasn't even quite sure with the he meets that woman and she's got the red on, as you say.
Yeah.
He's thinking about that on the bus,
Yeah, he's
Because
like.
he kind of goes back and.
Like a
But that didn't-
ex-girlfriend. or
But then he's still
ex-friend,
talking about the dog wearing glasses, and that it's kind of a daydream mixing up with his
Where he
reality.
says, yeah. But that didn't really go anywhere either.
No,
Which I get that. That's
None of
it's
it
maybe
goes
just a
anywhere, does it?
fleeting thought, and that's what he's writing it down as. Do you know
I
what?
remember sitting reading this thinking, he just does nothing all day, and the character is painted like this. So of course you always sit and think, how much of this is like the guy, the creator,
Yeah.
But then you think, well, no, the creator sat and made this comic and wrote it and drew it and coloured it all in nice and everything, and so he's obviously not at that stage now when he was doing this.
But then
Yeah.
you can identify with some of the moments
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
on
absolutely.
that day as
Yeah.
a reader.
Losing days just to nothing. It's just.
Because at some point in life you've done it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's
Yeah, good. I like that.
not necessarily all in one day, or not necessarily exactly the same things, but you've done.
I would read more Alex Potts. I've already read some of the Lost Shoe comics. They were good.
You mentioned that the other day, yeah.
Yeah, they were. I actually went. This is just by the by, but I bought Lost Shoe Comics 1
Okay.
years ago, and then I went along to a 24-hour comic thing that was going on. I wasn't taking part in it. I just wanted to go along and see. And he was there. Alex Potts was there, and he said, "Oh, these are my." I was just chatting to him, and he said, "Oh, these are my comics." And I said, "Oh, I've just bought your comic." He took that out. I said, "Yeah, I just bought it in Forbidden Planet." It was. So I do like his stuff.
Yeah.
And this one's 2014, so he's no doubt done other things since then.
See, the more you speak about it, the more I kind of get more interested in it. I think
Tricking you. Then you read it again.
Yeah.
It's like I used to speak to my sister about Doctor Who and tell her all about it and say, "Oh yeah, and the statues, and you close your eyes and you open them and they're closer again." She'd be like, "Whoa, oh yeah, that you made that so good," and then she'd sit and try and watch it and just goes, "It's garbage."
So that was that. Quite a disaster.
Okay.
The next one, Artificial Flowers
Yes.
by Rachael Smith. I found that was really funny. Lots of humor in it. I have enjoyed that very, very much. The art, sort of manga influence. It reminds me of O'Malley's art, Brian Lee O'Malley.
Yeah. Very
Art,
Scott Pilgrim look.
kind of a Scott Pilgrim style sort of art. Very enjoyable.
Except better.
But the script itself and the story and how the characters interact and it's fantastic, and the conversations, they're very natural dialogues, very natural as well. I like that really, really, very, very much. It's about family dynamics and also with her professional career, the main character, and then love life and yes, it's about life, and it's very, very enjoyable book, very enjoyable story. I truly recommend that one. She being the eldest daughter of the family, and his wee brother comes to live with her because the parents have had enough of him.
They can't.
And
They
they're
can't sort
you're gonna
of.
take care of him because
Yeah.
we're going on a cruise or something like that on holidays.
They're paying her inheritance.
And then suddenly she's inherited. No, now I have to take care of my wee brother. While at the same time I'm trying to have a career in art. And it transpired that the wee brother is a pyromaniac and well, the story, I mean, I don't want to spoil it for everyone, but there is constantly little bits of information there, and it's just...
It takes some interesting turns, and there's very emotional beats in it as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Have you read that one, Artificial Flowers?
No, I had a look through it. I liked what I saw. I think I do want to read it. I liked the immediate thing that grabbed me was the telephone call with the dad.
Yeah, that's one of the ones you go.
What was it? She said, "Hi, Dad," and Dad's like, he immediately pulls her up for something.
Yeah, because
Are you still in bed?
No, I'm making the bed. You see, we're making the bed.
Are you still in bed? That was it. Yeah.
This is heavy. This is
I
heavy.
thought that's
doing
good. Yeah.
I was just making the bed from inside, like a and Lando makes their bed like
That's good. Yeah.
this man, and the dad goes, "Oh, never mind. Listen, to the point." I need to talk to you.
Yeah, so she does a really good job at getting the reader to know like what relationships what, not just by telling you like, oh, it's your brother or blah blah blah, but the way that she gets them to interact and everything as well. You could take that out of it and you'd still understand who was who. You could understand who the mum is, who the dad is, who everybody is in this whole comic. But there's also the added factor, she makes you feel a certain emotion about a character, like any of them, just by putting them on the page for 1 second. So if she wants you to not like somebody, like with the mum later on when she's shouting at her, she gets her to, in one panel, cut her off mid-sentence, put a big mad screaming face, and you're just instantaneously like, I don't like her. You know, you're in that situation of that girl being like, whoa, wait a minute, you know, straight away. And she puts it, it's just done so well. She's got good perspective, good writing, good, like a really good sense of it. I don't know if she maybe, was it Rachael
Smith, was it?
Rachael Smith.
Rachel Smith.
Yeah.
I don't know if she does the colouring as well. I'm assuming so. I'm assuming it's just a one woman show. But if so, she does a really good job of picking out those colours as well. It just cements the whole thing. It's amazing. Nobody else credited.
I don't see anyone else created for colour, so I would imagine she's doing that as well.
It's a Rachel Smith joint.
Yeah, well, the one thing I'd say is the dialogue is very. It felt very natural and
That's good, yeah.
and snappy, so it keeps you entertained. And at the same time, she knows how to play with silent moments too.
Yes.
She knows where to put them in the right point of the story that helps the story to move forward. That's a perfect example. There's it's very visual, and you see the daggers. It's I'm gonna kill you, you know, sort of thing. But that's just, there's no words said. It's all done with the expression of the character and obviously the imaginary daggers going there.
That's actually a pretty good page for that as well.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah,
that's when he's just arrived, and it's like the awkward dinner, and it's just the one page, them sitting there. You could almost in that page hear. Just by looking at it, and then it's the sort of next thing of like, listen, you know, it's like she's just trying to break the ice. I know you don't want to be here, and I know you don't want me here. You know, straight away. And then it's when she says, "Oh, Chris, no, I think it's great." She really knows how to work that dialogue and the panels. She's really good at working the panels. That's what I found about it, was that she's got a good sense of how panel structure works. She really knows what size goes where, what ones you should be putting with other ones, what ones should overlap, everything.
And certainly from that point of view, the panel structure, it doesn't try something very spectacular, because certain comic book artists that try to, you're gonna split this panel in two, gonna put them like that, and gonna change it. And then suddenly the whole page doesn't work. Yeah. Because they try too hard to do that thing. Whereas she keep it more simple, but it's a lot more effective.
Yeah, good, definitely.
It helps a lot with the rhythm of the story. At no point, there's a lot of fluidity, and it works well with the dialogue as well. So it's a really, really good comic.
It's really impressive.
Very impressive there. And if she makes any more, I'm gonna read them. Absolutely, because I'm interested. Is
it finished and is it a complete story?
It's a complete story.
That story is finished.
She does actually have other ones coming.
Good.
In general, I don't know if they're through Avery Hill or not. She's got a couple of them. She's put there. Comics creator of Flimsy the Kitten, House Party, The Rabbit, Artificial Flowers, and Bess draws comics for Doctor Who.
Great, yeah.
So there you go.
It's good when the titles start.
It's just like a half a page or a page, isn't there? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, one page. It's 11th Doctor thing.
Yeah.
Who's the 11th? No, David Tennant. He's
Matt Smith.
It's David Tennant, the 10th one.
Was it the 10th
I
Doctor?
think that's
right.
what she draws.
Right. Yeah.
I think so.
Pretty sure.
The 13's just coming, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah,
that was Artificial Flowers by Rachel Smith.
Rachel Smith. Yeah.
Thoroughly recommended. Very funny, very entertaining. A very well made comic. Very well made, and I look forward to see more.
Do you know? It's not a very good point I'm going to make. It's just an observation. I really like the way our main character is very of now. You know, she's got that blue hair, the shaved bit of the head.
Yeah.
It's so. I know so many people that look like that now. So that's a nice wee snapshot of
exactly.
the current time.
Everything in it is very now.
Yeah,
it's
good.
great. It's great.
Yep.
Yeah, it even plays with a lot of topics that are very sort of based in now.
Yeah.
It's a snapshot of this kind of era, but in a good sense, not a shitty sense. Not like we're used to of like, oh god, this is awful. It's actually
it's of its time in a good way, not a negative way.
No. So you can look back on it fondly as opposed to sitting going,
Smack.
It's really good. Really good.
Another winner.
Yeah.
Really good.
I've said it once. I'll say it again. There's a good trend in this Avery Hill stuff is that none of it's shite. Even the ones that may not even, I wouldn't say that any that we've not looked favourably on, but any that we've maybe not been as into, maybe like Quiet Disaster that myself and wasn't really into, it's still good. Like it still looks good. It still serves a purpose. It's not disposable. It's still something I would say that is still interesting.
It's something like a selection of comics and authors, and they are very different.
Yeah.
Because I mean we've just talked about 3 or 4 of them, but we're going from Wylesol, very diagram sort of a style, structure, to now to Rachel Smith in the sort of Brian Lee O'Malley, Scott Pilgrim style mangas influence, or we're talking Alex Spots, something completely different again to the other two, and so on and so forth. I mean there is certainly a good mix of different artists going on there, and I mean you might like them more or less, but what it certainly I think is that's for sure that they are all very well made comics, and there is an effort to try to produce something that is a good comic, a good graphic novel.
They're good individual voices. You know?
Yes.
They're
absolutely.
coming from people.
Very
artists
different styles.
writers,
Very different styles.
Yeah, they're not just making cans of beans, you know.
No,
they're not.
They're making
sauce.
personal statements.
Cans of beans.
Well, you know, it's not just like a product.
No, I know. I knew what you meant.
exactly. Yeah.
It's just a good way of putting it.
Absolutely. And to me, the next one, she has been, from the comics I've read, I mean, that's amazing stuff that she's doing. Tille Walden, and I've read The End of the Summer, and also I've read I Love This Part. And both of them, I found them very, very good graphic novels, and very different stories, very different styles as well. I'll start with The End of the Summer, which we have there certainly a graphic novel. It's a longer story there. The art, which is the first thing that it came to me from the cover and also inside the pages, it reminded me of Charles Vess, P. Craig Russell sort of fine line art. A little bit of June Brinkman and the faces and the characters, perhaps because they are kids, the main characters, and I don't know. But there is something there, very much on the art. Beautiful art, lots of details in the background. She certainly likes to do architecture, and if she doesn't like to do architecture, she's extremely good at doing it.
Yeah.
I can't tell you that.
Exactly.
The story itself is about a family trying to survive this isolation caused by a winter of a 3-year long winter.
It's like Game of
And
Thrones.
this family is allegedly a royal family.
Yeah, they definitely call him king and queen and whatnot.
Yes,
so.
exactly. The main two characters are the twins, Lars and Maja, which they seem to have this inexplicable connection that only a twin really knows what it is and how it feels. Whereas everyone else is suffering what I say a double isolation. The isolation from the outside world, but also they isolate themselves and separate themselves from the family. Many of them are becoming ill, they're becoming mad. So yeah, a very, to be honest, that was the first book, graphic novel that Tille Walden has made, and I believe it is. A very, very complicated story to pull, and
for a first time,
for
definitely.
a first time, with many different layers. It's not a linear story either. And so yeah, I mean, it's amazing.
Good for a
Amazing. Well, it's astonishing to me. I mean, for a first book to do that and try to accomplish that, and accomplishing that, is really, really good. And it's a book that invites you to really, you can read it again and again, and you pick up more details and you see more of the story as you're going along, or can you read it in different ways. So yeah, I really recommend that one because it's amazing stuff, and I can't wait to read more from Tille Walden. And because this was her first graphic novel, I mean,
there's a trend here. She's got another one coming as well.
Well,
she's making an autobiographical one called Spinning. But yeah, she's got that coming. It looks fantastic. It looks great. It's the same caliber of art and everything. It's in storytelling by the looks of things. But yeah,
Avery Hill has done very well to have Tille Walden doing
two titles.
The Endless Summer, and also I love this part, and also having Rachael Smith doing Artificial Flowers. I mean, these two artists I'm gonna follow. That's for sure.
Yep, I'm with you on that as well. That book for a first book, it's so ambitious.
Very, very, very ambitious.
But just incredible. Absolutely incredible.
But she pulls it.
It pulls it off.
And it goes, and it is. And as I said before, it's a book that you can read again and again. You don't get tired of it. There's always details. There's always something else in the story, a twist. I read it 2 or 3 times because the first time I thought, okay, well that's interesting, but then I read it again. I thought, oh, now I start to see certain connections here between the characters. So there is a lot. I don't want to spoil it to anyone again, but thoroughly recommend that one.
Yeah.
And the other one that I really, really liked and I thought was very moving, it was I Love This Part. Much shorter story. And this time she's working with a monochromatic single panel page, and essentially it's a love story, perhaps first love, of 2 young girls. And the engine of the story is their main hobby. They're listening to music, sharing songs, music videos, watching them together, text messaging, all in that sort of idea. And each page is a moment.
It's good, yeah.
It's a moment.
Another great display of architecture as well.
Yes, yes. But not only that, she also works very well with the previous page that you were showing. She works very well with the silhouettes,
Yeah.
and with the negative spaces and the claroscuro as well. So there's other elements there added, which I thought, yeah, this is amazing to pull this like that. It's really good. It's moving. As you're reading the story, to me personally, it really gave me the sensation of the pain and the sadness and that sort of romantic feeling of that first love.
Yeah.
And so yeah, but the music is helping us to move on and to move along the story and move forward without forgetting without forgetting what that first love is and what
Yeah.
it meant. And very relatable. Yeah. And the last, I like the little detail that the last 6 pages, it's a single note in each 6. It's a moment and a note, a musical note,
Right,
which
okay.
is the theme. Very moving, very emotional.
I was going to say that
But
seems like an
actually-
emotional one.
To accomplish that, it's a short story because it's not very long.
No,
It's a very short story.
6 to 8 pages all in all.
And
It
it's
looks
just
really
one panel.
Excellent. Yeah.
And it's just one panel each
For
page.
each one, yeah.
That's it. And you think, how is this gonna work? And it's just these moments, these bits of the story of the. I
wonder if
really
it's
love.
inspired by Richard Linklater. It was reminding me there, you know, the end of Before Sunset, when the story's finished and it's gone. At the end, it
And it
has
goes-
snapshots at all the different
Places of the
places
world.
they were at.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a little bit like that.
Possibly.
Looks really
Could
good.
be. So I'm that I enjoyed as much,
That
or
looks
even
terrific,
more
yeah.
than the end of the summer. And they are completely different stories,
Yeah,
completely different type of comics as well, in size and what the story is itself. This is more linear, more it's a
slightly different art style as well.
Yeah.
Even though it's the same person, it's just slightly different.
so very well accomplished as well.
I like how they're like giants in amongst all the places as well.
Yeah,
like lying across all
that's
the
right.
buildings and you know the kind of that chasm's dwarfed by them and
Yeah, that's
they're
good.
sitting on the houses and everything. It's great,
Yeah, that was
It's really
excellent
good.
as well.
giving you more of a feel of where they are
Mhm.
as opposed to having them being like tiny little things. You know. God, she's bloody
So yeah,
talented.
It's good to do a good love story.
I found that really
It's a
moving.
good thing too.
To be honest, I was reading it and I was getting,
Yeah.
oh my god, this is.
That's great. Isn't it?
It was giving that feeling, and I thought, well, if you can give that feeling about two young girls that have the first love, and
Yeah.
I'm a 43-year-old male adult, and I'm reading this comic, I go, then
you're
she's
not-
accomplishing something
Yeah.
amazing through a comic.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, I mean,
Emotional.
that's. I don't need to say anything else.
That's
to me,
good,
that is
yeah.
just
High recommendation.
absolutely.
Good.
So to me, yeah, Tille, Walden, Richard Smith, fantastic artists,
Yeah.
and also Alex Potts, not to, again really good. But Tille, Walden, Richard Smith, from all the stuff I've been reading from Avery Hill, these two to
Yeah.
me are at the top. That's my two favorite ones,
Yeah.
and I'm going to
Yeah,
follow
that
them.
looks really excellent.
Yeah, I recommend
That's
that.
amazing.
See what you think about,
Love this
but
part.
you see what you're meaning with the miniscenes, a kind of P.K. Russell, Charles Vess sort of style on it. I don't know. I know it's not just that because there's other sort of techniques used there in the art, but there is something in it. On
You know,
the-
it's kind of not plot again. It's an idea. It's a
Yeah.
feeling. It's
It's just a moment.
snapshots.
and
It's
that
not
one
a
in
big
particular.
story.
No.
You know.
The biggest story is this one.
That's that one. Yeah.
That's the biggest story, very elaborated.
Which
There's
is,
a lot of. That one is a much smaller story, but there's more. I don't know.
This
There's
is
more
this-
emotion. I felt it anyway.
The end. Yeah, the end of summer. It's got into every page. It's all different panels.
There's something interesting in each panel,
It's
and that's what I
really-
was saying to
and
Tom.
then
He says,
went away from that altogether with that.
and I was saying to Tom that it invites you to read it again.
Mm-hmm.
It's a book that you can come back and read it.
Yeah.
It's never gonna bore you. There's always gonna be more details, another way to read the story,
Yeah.
connections within the character. Oh, I never noticed that is connected to the beginning of the story. Or there's
Yeah, that's something. That's a story that makes you want to go back and read it again.
Exactly.
It doesn't force you to.
Right.
No,
It
no,
makes
no.
you want to
Uh,
go
yeah,
back
yeah,
and read
exactly.
it. It tells the story from start to finish, and that's it, and it does its job. But if you go back, you will find something, kind of thing,
and you enjoy it.
yeah, and you
And
feel
enjoy
yourself doing it.
Oh yeah, that's
Do you know what I liked about that was the 3-act structure was actually split up by massive pages of 1, 2, and 3. The big numbers. I think that's fantastic.
the 3 acts.
I always like when people do
Yeah.
that. Like when they definitively break up the story
Okay.
like that.
I like that, yeah.
I really like that.
I'm interested in the way this end of summer is pretty much. I think it's operating on like a 12-panel grid for every page. So this one happens to have 12, and then
But they're just not.
they're I mean, they're playing around with it, but it's always got that in mind. It's like 3 panels, 4 down, and then they keep it changes at every page, but it's always working on that.
Yeah, on that
Kinda-
scale. Anyway.
That's like American ones are usually like 6, is it? British ones you
Yes.
get more, maybe 9. Dark Knight was funny. That Frank Miller Dark Knight, that was like something. That was loads. That was like had like a 16 panel grid.
Yeah.
He used that
Because
a
there was
lot.
loads and loads of wee panels all over
Is
it.
it with the TV programs, the TV channels,
Yes.
all the reviews from different news,
Yeah.
which
See that there?
then other artists have tried to use that element because
I
he
think-
influenced that.
You know that death rattle that I had, the
Yeah.
one that's just that there's no dialogue. It's
Yeah,
the really
DTH,
bright colours. Yeah, DTH
RTL.
RTL. Bob Turner picked them up like the wee small press one from the Glasgow Con. It was really bright colours.
I can't remember, but anyway.
He's got pages like that where it's a double page spread, but it's just tons of little squares all over it. I think all in all there's like 34 panels or something like that on either page.
Yeah.
But he's just put a little bit in each one that makes up to one massive picture,
Like a
is
mosaic
really
effect
Yeah.
as well.
which is really cool.
It's
I like
just
what
it's
people
just
do.
an interesting kind of change because this one is so interesting on every page with all these panels,
Yes.
and then this one
It's just
panel
one
a
panel.
page. So it's been a deliberate choice to do
Yeah,
something
absolutely.
different.
But that
which is
works.
good.
Yeah, to
that
completely
works. When you
delineate.
read it, that works.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
yes, because these are moments, and these moments are.
It's really nice. It's
So
immediate,
what she
immediately
remembers-
appealing. Yeah,
But she remember, and they're attached to emotion, they're attached to the music, they're attached to life, they're attached to the love.
It's because it's,
So it's just that moment.
yeah.
it's very much like love in itself. It can be ground down to just singular moments, and that's
Yeah.
what she's getting at, is that
That's
everything's
right.
very
Well,
singular.
and she certainly transmits that in that comic very, very
deep.
well.
That was deep.
That's for sure. So,
I think
yeah.
there's something about one panel. I've been thinking this for a few years now. One panel a page, I think people can read it more easily. Like people that aren't necessarily really interested in comics,
Yeah,
because they can just pick up one, see the one thing, get it. It's one picture.
yeah.
They know how to look at one picture, and then there's some writing on it. Okay, they read that. Oh, ha! And then you turn the page and there's another one, and there you've already started reading.
Yeah.
And there's another one there, another one, bang. Whereas like 12 panels on a page, it's a bit more, I don't even want to get started with it, you
Yeah.
know, because it's too, I mean, obviously we don't feel this because we
No.
just read,
No,
but it's something I've thought about.
it's because
For a
people can.
non-comic reader.
It's because
For James Kachalka, he's got a book as well, Quit Your Job, and that's all one
It's one
panel.
page, because he has done it. He's
And
done
that's
that
the
before.
one-
You show me some of the Kuchalka style, and
So that's the one that
and
I've
it's just one
observed.
page. And
People will sit and start reading
the wee books
in my
and it's
house
just yeah.
and
Is it?
read it all.
Yeah.
And they've never read any other comic, but they'll read that. So there's something there.
There's something there, yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, those were my favorites.
Yes.
Really enjoy it. Further recommend, and again I have to thank Avery Hill Publishing for sending these fantastic books to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's a few more.
There's a few
to
more,
touch on,
certainly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I can't stop thanking them enough for that. Honestly,
Mhm.
it's been great.
I'm gonna have to shoot.
Okay.
Alright,
Yeah.
well, sorry, so I'll leave you finishing the rest if you don't mind.
No worries. So yeah, so you read Something City.
I read Something City.
Ellice Weaver.
Yeah. You said it was really good.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah. I
And
think
it was really good. It was well done.
I think my points that I said I enjoyed it on were kind of like the opposite from what you didn't enjoy it on. But
Well,
not that it wasn't that you didn't enjoy it, but hey ho.
yeah, I did enjoy it. There were certain things that were. It was a bit experimental with the even visual things like the speech balloons. They weren't just straightforward, regular, traditional speech balloons. They don't have the black outline, you know,
No.
and white inside. It's they're all tinted.
There's no black outline on anything. Really.
It took me a while to kind of. I didn't even see for a while. You know the line going towards the person that's
the actual
talking.
speech
It took me like a page or so,
line.
and then I thought, oh right, I have to look for the little pointy bit. And so once I kind of got that, so it's like every panel was a job figuring out who was saying. Like, not a big involved job, but you
Yeah.
had to, it wasn't automatic because of what I'm used to with other speech.
Yeah.
So you had to get into the rhythm of that. And then they'd have bits that were, a panel would be like a load of writing.
But it was like attached to another panel.
Yeah, so it seems like sometimes it was, and then other times it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
So you were, and then that would be a different colour to the person that had been talking. So I was having to think again, like, is this the same person?
Yeah.
I think it is. If so, why is it a different colour? Oh well, never mind. And moving on. And it was that kind of thing that was interrupting a wee bit, just reading it.
Yeah, it took you out of it.
A little bit. But again, there's experimentation, is it? And you've got to admire that. And it was actually funny. There was a lot of humour in it. And good characters. A lot of people that were like sick of other people around them.
Yeah.
And fed up with how they were carrying on. Yeah, this woman in the nudist colony.
Yeah, she does.
It was just nonsense.
She's not taking any of the shit. Yeah, I just love how she's like doing everything, but she's thinking like, oh, shut your face. You know?
Yeah.
They're like, open up your chakras and get into the moment. She's like, oh, bugger off. Like, this is a lot of piss.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is great. Is it feel all the positivity, allow all the bad feelings. I am feeling transcendent amongst all your energy, blah blah blah. And then at the very end,
Yeah.
I'm so done with this crap.
It's like a kind of rebirth thing. These things that people do where they're rebirthed
Yes.
and they're children again.
Yep.
So she goes through that whole thing.
And she's just like, I'm done with this.
I'm done with this crap. Yeah. So it was good, and you know, just by coincidence, I'd just watched the documentary last week about Mike Oldfield, Tubular Bells.
All right, yeah.
And apparently he went on one of these things and was rebirthed.
All
And
right.
it totally changed him. He came out of himself, and for 5 years he was saying he was learning to fly planes, and he couldn't get enough things done. Whereas before he was like more introverted and worried about everything.
Okay.
So I'd just been reading that, or just saw that,
Yeah.
and here was she did it again.
She
and
did
I
it.
was like, crap. So that was good.
I love that at the end as well. Like,
Yeah.
you're now, congratulations, you're now enlightened. No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. No, it's enough. Yeah, and I liked the way the stories intersected as it went on. Yeah, the example of the first one with the woman that was into the animal liberation, and you know, she'd let a dog go free.
She'd let a dog go free and then it
Yeah.
ran off and bit somebody.
Yeah, bit the leg off.
Yep.
And then later on, quite a lot later on actually, so that you'd kind of forgotten about that. There's then somebody sitting with one leg, and you know, telling it like this, it's obvious. But as you read it, it was like another chapter, and then she was like, it was just by the by they were talking, yeah.
Yep.
And then you realised, oh yeah, it's and the woman in the first story had been getting harassing texts and messages and things, and then it was the friend of the woman.
Yeah.
That had lost her leg, and
Yep.
she was like so angry that this had been done, so she was the one sending the messages.
Yep.
So it did kind of tie together in a nice way.
Yeah, all of them kind of intersected somehow, whether directly or indirectly in some way, shape or form, because there was wee bits in between as well that was like the news stories and newspaper clippings and stuff, but they all kind of intersected as well, you know.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
That was good.
You suddenly had 2 pages of news stories. It's an interesting looking book, isn't it?
I like the shape. I like the format. Definitely.
I think we've said it before, but every artist, cartoonist has got their own style, and they're very much doing their own thing.
Yep.
Which is good. And this guy was hilarious with the guy in prison that's wanting to protect himself, so he's grown a cactus.
Yes.
And you're reading it going, what? And then he finally does get attacked, and he's like, my cactus will stop you. And they just take it off him and, you know,
dump it out.
And he's like heartbroken.
He's just so pathetic.
Yeah.
And every time I look at him, I'm just thinking Jeffrey Archer. Like, honestly, I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's because he kind of looks like Jeffrey Archer or what, But that whole Jeffrey Archer thing kind of
Yeah.
happened when I was younger. I didn't really know what was going on and just knew that this guy had been put in prison for something.
Yeah.
And he always just looked so bloody pathetic to me.
Mhm.
So, seeing this story, I thought instantaneously of him standing in prison going, "Back off, guys, I've got my cacti, and
Yeah.
there you go."
It's so far out, it's almost like unrealistic, isn't
Yeah,
it?
oh, totally.
I mean, his complete idea is he's got a cactus.
And they just dump it out on him and go, "Shut your bus." You know,
Yeah,
like-
you back off, I'm armed and ready, and he's standing there with a plant, yeah?
He'd be about as effective hitting him in the face with a bunch of like chrysanthemums or something like.
Do you know, it was so odd that it was a little bit, yeah, it was so surreal that you thought, you almost thought, am I missing what he's planning to do here with
Yeah.
this cactus? And then there was no master plan you'd missed, he just was an idiot with a cactus, and they just took it off him and dumped it, and then he was like, really upset.
But then it comes to there's like a news story later on, and it's like the uprising of prisoners using cactus.
All right, so okay.
In here, something times annual reports blah blah blah. Inmates obtained weapons in the form of average household cactus. It's still not clear to the officials how such a mass level of cacti found their way to the prison.
So yeah, great looking book, really interesting,
Mm-hmm.
and the Star Trek bit, I like that.
It was a good story, really
Yeah.
good, very interesting. I liked that.
Odd tone, eh? Odd tone's good.
But this shape of book
Mm.
seems to be quite. Seems to be a thing that I enjoy. It's usually what they use for comic strips.
Mm-hmm. That's right,
It's like so the Peanuts.
Yeah, the
and-
long
I remember
landscape.
remember seeing Peter Bag's Batboy
Yes.
in that shape.
That's
I'm
right.
Really liking that.
Mm-hmm. This one was notable with was it the guy and his granddad?
Yes.
This one got quite emotional, where the young guy was they were trying to communicate, but really there was quite a gulf between them. But you think they did bring it together at the end. It was just that little discussion
Yeah.
there.
I'm at peace with it. Be happy
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, he's sad now. And it's just that bit there, but it's hard.
Yeah. No other dialogue.
Yeah, and,
No.
and he's got his head in his hands, but it's hard. And he says, I know it is. And then that's it, you know. There's a lot of emotion there.
But there's a newspaper bit about him as well. Later on,
I never
it
read
kind of
it.
ties it up a wee
I
bit.
never read this newspapers enough, obviously.
An elderly man who sadly is suffering from terminal illness is planning to join them,
Right, yeah.
the team. He said, playing the bird brains, he has found
Mm-hmm.
a new lease of life.
There you go.
There you go. See, so he's not gonna end his life like he keeps saying.
No, not yet, anyway.
Not yet. He's gonna crack on with playing with the bird brains. There's just little bits. I liked that. There was
how
other
he plays
bits.
it up, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's well worth the read. Bit at the end as well with
Oh,
the
who's-
show who everyone's relation to everyone else is.
Yeah. And that was the guy that was in
Mm-hmm.
her story as well.
Ah, okay.
That's the boyfriend.
Yeah, good.
Yep.
That was good. I don't think it grabbed me as much as it grabbed you, but I still liked it.
No, I still say it's one of the best of the year that I've read so far.
Yeah. Wow.
That along with this Untitled Apes Epic Adventure by Stephen Tillotson.
Yeah, I started reading this one. I've not finished it, but I've really enjoyed it so far. I like the characters. They're immediately very likeable characters as soon as they open their mouths, really.
Yep.
It's kind of intriguing.
Yeah, the first bit, like,
Big guy, yeah. My fags.
oh,
Me
me fags.
And then the wee butt shot there. That's good.
Oh, me fags.
Yeah, and then
Alright.
it kind of
Big
yeah.
fella.
Can you get that?
Alright.
And he does it. Doesn't even really say anything. Grown, and then it's like they're pals now.
Yep.
And that's kind of set that up.
I still read that as in Giuseppe's voice.
I think we should go and find them, make sure they're okay. I don't think that's a very good idea. And then,
It's-
they just kind of go, that's the end of the discussion.
Yeah.
And then they go and...
It's because it started
Yeah.
raining, and it's just like, alright, okay, let's go.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It's interesting. And then this dog is... the rescuer, and he didn't want to.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's...
Grabbed my arm, yeah, hang on a second, what? No offence, but I'm not keen on dogs, am I? The cat, well, we can't just, well, I suppose, and then they go and they do it. It's an interesting dynamic, that's what it is, that he's good making dynamics between the characters.
It's weird as well because there's like that flood,
Yeah.
and you think you would recognise some of the places, but I don't think it's actually based on anything. I think he's just kind of put in
Strong
generic
like,
sort of
yeah.
things, yeah, which is
It's
great.
good, yeah.
It's great because then you're not tied to anything. You're not thinking like, oh, that's so and so. That's a place. It's just houses,
Yeah.
buildings. That's it. None of that matters because what matters is the characters.
The characters, yeah.
Which that's a great way of getting you focused on them, is not putting any focus on anything else.
Yeah. You're not thinking where they are or
No.
any of that.
But at the same point, backgrounds are really nice.
Yeah.
I like how they're drawn.
This was an interesting technique with the writing being too big for the balloon it was in.
It's kind of like it's just they're just chatting, idle chat.
I thought, why are they doing that? It's interesting because I've tried doing that, and what I was trying to do was have somebody talking, but the other character had sort of stopped listening to them.
I think that's what they're doing.
And I remember thinking, but does this bring attention to the dialogue in there or make it less noticeable? I think with this it was like she just never shuts up. That's
Yeah.
what I got from it. She just
Yeah.
goes on and on.
Yep.
What she's saying is so long and big, it's just the speech bubbles can't hold it.
Yep.
And it was good. I thought that came across well.
Mhm. It worked. It really did work.
Yeah.
He kind of plays about with the panel dynamic as well, but in a nice way. That's 6 panel.
6 there. Oh, I mean, yeah.
Except from that, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Just doing what about. That's right. And then yeah.
That page, the looking down with the speech bubbles either side as well. They're not
Yeah,
even
that's
like
clever,
straight,
yeah.
so you have to actually.
That's clever.
It's not big speech bubbles either, so you don't have to strain. You don't have to turn it. You can read them. You know what I mean? It's not like massive lines of dialogue or anything.
These formal experiments are interesting, aren't they?
Mhm.
With the
That's what I'm finding with a lot of these books.
yeah, they're all up to things,
Yeah.
formalities.
There's a bit of experimenting going on.
I can remember as a kid being like reading things like Star Trek comics,
Mm-hmm.
and it would go to Scotty in the engineering room, and they'd be like, Scotty, whatever it was, fix the engines or something, and he'd be saying, yes, Captain, blah blah blah, but because the picture was him on his side, the speech balloon would also be on its side, and I can remember it kind of irked me. I was like, oh no. No, I guess I was used. I mean, they don't do that in like a regular novel, right?
No.
You don't, for any reason, ever break away from the one word after another
Yeah.
all the way through, right to the end. So them doing that, it sort of went.
They sometimes do.
Oh,
If
somebody
you've
else
got,
done it,
like a character singing a song or reading a bit of poetry or something, they'll sometimes do like a 2-page spread that you've got to turn on its side
right, yeah,
to read all the script from top to bottom.
right. So
Or somebody's written a letter or something like that.
yeah, maybe I hadn't come across it at that point.
That's very rare.
Yeah.
Very rare. You're right. Nobody tends to mess about.
They don't play with visuals so much
No.
in a novel.
in a novel. No.
No, they do it in
Do it in comics, yeah. But there's another example of a book that splits everything up
Yes,
by like, this is the chapter.
this was actually as far as I got.
Okay, chapter 1.
So I'm going to read the rest though. Yeah.
You should.
Do you even have bones? Yeah, that was a good ending.
It's funny.
Do you know what? I didn't know this. Right, maybe I read more.
Some of my books of the year have been these Avery Hill ones.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's been so good. But this
Wasn't
stuff's-
that interesting with it, that crow?
Yeah. And it's good, just 3 panels with
Yeah.
big massive white spaces, but
Ominous,
it's
isn't
letting you know like this thing's creepy.
What I like is we're at this point, even as they're going along, they've been flooded. I mean, maybe I've missed it, but they don't really have any. They're not on any mission, are they? They're just surviving, aren't they? They're just going along.
No.
Or are they up to something?
Yeah, he's going to
They've
go
got to
check to see that his family's okay.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah, so they've said that. And that was when he said we should do that. No, I don't think we should.
Yeah.
And then they had to anyway. Yeah.
That's it. That's all it is, though. Like, that's,
Yeah.
That's it. That's all they're
I
doing.
like that feeling of moving through life, even though they're. Yeah, definitely I've not read this.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I got it as far as the
Beautiful.
storm. Yeah,
Beautiful
it's,
pages,
It's
though.
really nice. I was actually thinking of the suitability of this for reading to the kids, you know. And I think
He swears a couple of times.
does it?
Yeah.
I like these adventurous, imaginative things for kids. What kind of swear word has it got?
I think it's a fuck.
Right. Okay.
I think. Go a wee bit later on when he's at the. I thought there was, but maybe not actually.
Any panel that you happen to look at and read the dialogue, it's usually good.
Yeah.
Like he's shouting, "I'm so sick of birds," you know. Out of context, any panel is good. That's good action. The crunching through the ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a nice book. I guess you might, if you felt like it, sit and think about things like Adventure Time or something.
Maybe not.
Be in some kind of.
Maybe he doesn't swear. I thought he did, but maybe he doesn't actually swear. But then again, I don't want you reading it to the kids and then you suddenly get to a bit and you're like, oh dear.
Well, yeah, did be alright.
Doesn't seem to be though.
I'm thinking it might be a contender.
I think it might be, yeah,
To
definitely.
Yeah, so good. I would put that in the positive pile.
Yes,
that was a good one.
It's top 3 for me. But that was, like I say, that was one that I started reading just I was just going to read the first couple of pages. And then I ended up absolutely battering through it from cover to cover.
Yeah.
And that was the same as Something City. I was only meant to be reading the first few bits and then...
Cool. Yeah.
So yeah, and say what I will about Quiet Disaster, but I did the same with that as well. Because they're easily read, you know, they're great. They're really, really good.
Yeah.
Really interesting. So yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Slight tangent.
Yeah. The Beginner's Guide to Being Outside
Yeah.
by Gill Hatcher. I enjoyed this little book.
I fucking love that one.
It's cute.
Mm-hmm.
I actually read it while I was away on holiday. Beautiful Loch Tay. Oh, Loch. Loch Tay. And the scenery actually reminded me a bit, especially the last page. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But the story is nice as well because it's current with the, kid in back at car.
With the technology.
Earphones,
Yep.
tech.
Which is all laid out on that one page as well, which is quite cool.
Not been able to engage, although this mountain looks a bit like a
Volcano.
volcano. I mean, yeah.
In all fairness, a lot of there are active volcanoes around that bit. So.
Yeah. But it was good because The Beginner's Guide to Being Outside was a modern take of,
The family holiday.
family holiday with tech, but
Coming
I
away from
don't want to spoil it because it's easy to. Well, there's more to it than just the simple theme of a modern teenager getting away to the countryside. There's more going on than that, but I like how it. Yeah, Gill does a great job of building the intensity with which it starts to take the girl.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's her name? What do you remember what her name
Oh, I
is?
can't remember her name actually when I think about it. Does it say her name?
Maybe. No, this is. Oh well, the fella's Brian.
Megan?
Megan. Oh, Megan. Yeah, Megan. So Megan slowly, I like it that Megan slowly becomes enchanted by. She kind of falls. Well, she doesn't fall away from the trance-inducing modern tech.
No, because she's still using
She's still
to
using
to
it,
look
but-
it up, but it's like she's adapting it in a way that's actually useful and not just texting her pals.
Yeah, but there's little things like this where the little flutter of an insect going by, you see that's begun to
Pique her interest.
pique her interest. She couldn't have cared less when she went back at car, could she? Going there. But, she's picking up stones and throwing them. She slowly gets... Well, she... It's that thing, innit? grounding in nature, and it comes through really well in this book. I like it.
It's her gran gives her a book or something, isn't it? And it's got an app that comes with it.
Yeah, it's got an app, so via the phone and stuff that she's got, then yeah.
She looks up all the different animals.
But definitely worth a read.
It's
Cute
good
story.
Good splash pages and stuff.
Yeah, cute art.
I like that she actually...
Flights of fantasy, which are really nice.
Yeah, when she's having the dream.
Yeah.
The good thing with that as well, she might be using the app, but it shows in a couple of shots that she's still reading the book as well, because the book's sitting open and stuff.
But the thing is, these dreams are all,
Big
her
pages.
mind is finally,
at rest.
but is able to soar and go because she's been in nature, and that's kind of lit that flame. Okay, the phone and the app were the kind of starting point, but I think it's
I like that.
nature itself that
Just the 3 panels, big white page, 3 simple panels.
Yeah.
Looking at a seal.
So it was a really, really nice book.
It was really fun. Really
Thanks,
fun.
Gill. Lovely story.
Yeah, and Jill Hatcher's one to look out for. I think she's co-creator of is it Teen Girl? The comics collective, Teen Girl Comics. I'm pretty sure she was on one of the Treehouse podcasts actually, speaking about that. But yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Why is she from around there? Oh.
Edinburgh or Glasgow or something, I think.
Oh.
Possibly.
Oh.
It might be in the book actually.
Oh, so maybe the scenery was actually more closer to home than I don't.
I don't think it actually says. But I do like Jill's stuff. I actually bought a couple of pins from her at the Glasgow Comic Con, and they're just the 2 little pins of birds, but they're nice, like these kind of ones that are in
From
here.
the story.
Yeah, kind of like those.
Right.
I think it's from another thing that she did, but I just like the look of them. It was a wee blue tit and a wee, well, looked like a little kind of sparrow or starling type thing.
Cute.
Yeah, really cool. So I've got one in my jacket and one in my bag.
Nice.
But in the same style, so it's really good.
What? The Untitled Ape.
It was. Wait till I get the actual proper title.
That's it there.
Untitled Ape's
Epic Adventure.
Adventure by Stephen Tillotson.
Yeah, read the book of this, but now looking on
On the tablet.
tablet.
Just tap at the side of it.
Oh, aye. Yeah, I really enjoyed this book. It was an epic adventure, I've got to say. Although from the first few panels, I was like, "What's?" But then this purple thing comes out. Actually, that bit just reminded me a bit of the start of a TV show called Monkey. I don't know if you know Monkey.
Right, yeah. It's based
Monkey
on
Magic.
Yeah.
But yeah, Untitled Ape. I'm like, this cat comes in, and I'm like, oh, who's this? Because you thought you read it in my voice, didn't you? Whereas when I first read it, I read it like it were a Londoner.
Yeah.
So it's funny how you projected it as a Yorkshire cat, and I projected it as kind of like a Cockney.
Oh, me fags.
Oh, me fags. Oi, mate, big fella, over here. Blimey. No offence, mate, but you look awful. That's the cat talking to Untitled Ape.
Yep.
So yeah, they just begin a little adventure together, don't they?
Yep.
And I was thinking, where's this going? Where's it going and that?
It takes some
twisted turns, yeah, unexpected. I mean, all of a sudden, bosh, there's a flood.
out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
And yet you don't. What I liked about it was stuff that happens in that book happens kind of just by chance or out of nowhere, and just but you don't question it.
Yeah.
You don't go like, oh, what the fuck? You're not like,
Yeah.
what's that all about? It's actually really well done that you still believe it.
Yeah. It's great.
It's very well designed. Really nice colours.
Yeah.
Brilliant line
Some
work.
lovely one page panels as well.
The thing that got me was when they pick up that dog and it's like all the letters are coming out of the speech bubble. I mean, David were talking about that.
Yeah.
They're kind of going out of the speech bubble. It's like she's talking so much that they're not taking in everything
right,
that she's
yeah,
saying. You know what I
yeah.
mean? They're just kind of listening to her talking in the background.
It's weird, yeah. This page reminded me of like Italy or Spain.
Actually, kind of reminded
The
me
shutters.
of Valerian
Valerian.
when
Oh, I'm not saying
that first book.
Right.
The first book that we read
Oh,
of Valerian, and they've got all the flooded
Yeah.
city.
So yeah, this weird adventure goes on, and then this page, yeah, this is a great page.
Mm-hmm.
This reminded me of. I noticed at the end that the guy lives in Bradford, and this actually reminded me of Salt's Mill in Saltaire, seen from above. I don't know whether it was an inspiration or not for this page, but
Quite possibly.
it's this great page that seen from above, beautiful perspective, and two speech panels, and you got to turn the page 180 degrees to read. No, yeah, to read.
90 degrees.
No, 180.
Yeah,
90
sorry,
is
yeah,
there.
yeah, sorry.
So you got to turn to read both, but it's really good. And now I've actually don't know which way round I was going on. Ah, no, you see, I'm going the wrong way round. Yeah.
I was confused there.
But that was a great page, and that's just like the start. That's like chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some great characters in there. I was thinking today, knowing that I was gonna be doing this. I don't know when he comes into it, but yeah, that was quite random. The
3 panel pages.
the the ice cream van on top of Hill.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, look, just marooned like a little ark, with just cones and no animals. Yeah, that's another lovely
Beautiful.
page.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, and then this thing comes in. Now,
Demon stuff.
like what?
What I love is
Ah,
all the panels.
yeah, because
1,
it's like
2,
the other way
3,
around.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So,
Because
what's
this
20?
is, yeah, but this is the only page that has humans in it.
Yeah, because that's like...
Yeah,
That's like-
yeah.
Yeah.
An early spoiler,
Yeah.
but it gives an indication of Untitled Ape. Oh yeah, look at that for a page with wave.
Yep, it's like a perfect storm.
Beautiful.
It's a really nicely done book.
Yeah.
Steve,
Oh, there's a narwhal and all. That's how you say it, isn't it? A narwhal.
Yeah, narwhal. And a yeti.
Which, do you know what that is?
What, a narwhal?
That tusk. Do you know what that is? That thing that protrudes.
Is it not, its spine keeping on growing? No?
It's an elongated tooth.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ah, there we go.
There's one at McManus.
Ah.
But yeah, there's a narwhal they meet on the way, and then, oh, here we have, they nearly met, I think my favourite guy in it, yeah, the Snow and Mountains, this
The
Yeti.
Yeti.
Yeti, definitely
I like the elephant, the mammoth.
the mammoth, yeah. The Yeti's a bit of a joker, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I believe there's like his own Yeti's got his own book and story, hasn't he? Or something?
Yeah, I think he's got his own
I'd like to read that.
couple of strips.
In book format, if it is in book format.
We'd be able to get it from Stephen Tillotson. I don't know if that went to Avery Hill, but yeah.
But it's great. He's just a joker.
Spoken to Stephen a couple of times on Twitter.
Oh, actually, I tell a lie. Yeah, I make correct an error from before. That page before wasn't the only page with humans. Just so you know,
This one's
there are others. But we feature not much if we can consider ourselves human beings. We don't feature much in this book, but it's definitely worth a read, and it's a laugh. And
it's not in the way that it creeps me out either.
Yeah, that's a whole other story.
Yep.
But yeah, look at that that's a great shot as well. Side up mountain. It looks painted.
Some of the
Is it painted?
I think it might be computer, but I don't know actually. It might be painted.
Computer painted, made to look painted.
But they're some of the single pages. Oh, sorry. Some of the single pages are fantastic.
The Yeti just having a laugh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chucking a snowball.
Chucking a snowball.
I'll get you, mama.
Then there's chapter 4, brilliant.
All
Chapter
about the
4's
sky.
a great, uplifting kind of, with characters. This one's a bit more obvious, isn't it?
Yeah. It's good.
It's great. Yeah.
It's one of those ones I went with the full intention of just reading a couple of pages to get the feel of what it was like, and before I knew it, I'd read it cover to cover.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great shot when they're coming down the ladder.
He's trying to hold on. He's like burning his hands.
He's made of tough stuff, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Untitled Ape. Mind you, given his line of work, he'd have to be. Oh, that's great, isn't it? Oh yeah, look at that.
He's like tunneling to go back.
Fantastic.
It's so good, so well done.
It is, yeah.
Fucking props to Stephen.
Yeah.
Even if he does come from Bradford.
I know. And if he don't, what on earth is he doing in Bradford? Either his missus is from Bradford, or fella, whatever. I don't know. I don't mean to offend anyone. But about the author, Stephen Tillotson is a comic creator currently living in Bradford, UK. Should have added a caveat by the time you read this. I might have done one.
There is a currently, right enough. So maybe you'd say he's currently there, but he was somewhere beforehand.
But Untitled Apes, epic adventure, definitely worth a read.
Yeah. Yep.
Definitely worth getting.
Yep.
His I, Yeti story, the very same Yeti that appears in his book, came runner-up in the Observer Jonathan Cape Graphic Short Story Prize in 2012.
There you go.
Good. So yeah, really, another really good book.
The Avery Hill stuff's been great.
Enjoyed, yeah. They're
really
the only two I've managed to read.
Yeah.
This is a nice old...
It's actually a sangria jug.
Yeah, it looks like that kind of.
My missus uses it for flowers.
If you get some sangria, you could...
I'm a fan of orange, so I just don't like it.
Oh, right. Have orange juice in the orange jug.
I thought about, in the summer, doing a bit of Pimm's. Serving up a bit of Pimm's. Good bit of fruit, bit of Pimm's.
Yeah.
Bit of lemonade. But, no, we never got around to it, so I might just do a late autumn Pimm's.
Like a hot...
Do it with a bit of pumpkin or something. Spiced pumpkin Pimm's. Oh, that sounds quite good, actually.
Oh yeah, but Pimm's is alcoholic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have to drive.
Well, we could do a
well, no, I to be fair, I wouldn't have to drive.
Could do a virgin. Could do
The
a
poor guys that live far away.
spiced pumpkin juice or something on one of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Great stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Perfect. Thank you very much for doing that. Continue to stay up to date with That Comic Smell on Twitter @ThatComicSmell. You can also send us any comments or queries at thatcomicsmell@gmail.com. To listen to our previous episodes or to follow us or subscribe, you can reach us at SoundCloud, YouTube and iTunes. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the second part of the podcast on Avery Hill. The track for this week was by White Bear and it's called Ohio. You can find White Bear on SoundCloud and Twitter.